Welcome everyone, young and old. In this video, I'm going to talk about live analysis, where it's gonna show you what something is to buy, hold, or sell. You probably have come across these what you called scanners before, but this one is special because it is made by this guy. It's not me, it's this guy. I don't know his name is. I'm subscribed to his channel, trading stocks. His channel is called Trading Stocks, and he goes on. I'm gonna show you the code and everything, and also disclaimer: I'm not a professional trader. I'm not a professional advisor or financial advisor of any kind. I'm just a dude on YouTube who likes to share his knowledge, his tricks and tips on how to possibly gain the upper hand in the market and anything else, not just market, but everything else um, throughout my experience. So, in my experience, I came across this video. Well, I'm subscribed to him. I've been subscribed to him for a month. He talks about this particular study strategy that pretty much it's gonna tell you when something is gonna be what you called continuation. I can't even say it. Something that's trending in continuation, like this. If I make this bigger. So he's talking about two different types of condition types. One is that he explains is continuation, and the next one is he calls it a reversal. I don't know what he means by reversal. I mean, I understood what he meant by reversal, but in my years of trading, reversal does not exactly mean what he means by reversal, which is kind of funny. In his version of reversal, he means when something, you know, trends to the upside and then cools down and then holds the line for a little bit, maybe sells off a little bit and then pushes back up. He calls it reversal. In, to my knowledge, I've been in a stock market since 2008. This is continuation, trend up, and then something that sells off, keeps selling, not this, but something that keeps selling, keeps selling, keeps selling. That's a reversal. Even in the opposite side, it can reverse in the opposite side. Something that's selling, 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 and then all of a sudden starts buying, 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 buying. That's a reversal. In his case, he refers it as this as being a reversal. He gives an explanation. Anyways, why am I making this video? Because I like to share stuff. I watched this video. He explained how uh, the continuation and the reversal, I understood it in his version. I understood it in my version. What he meant by, pretty much, he means by the dip. Reversal means by the dip. Something that uh, you know has a trend, cools down a little bit, and then indicator tells you, hey, it's time to potentially buy the dip. That is what he means by a reversal. And then sell meaning that, okay, it's done. This is done. This run is done. It's time to, if you're in a position, it's time to get out of all your position. Or if you're short sellers, it's time to plan on entry positions and short selling the ticker symbol, whatever that ticker symbol may be. Now, why his face is on here? Because I'm subscribed to his channel, and I'm not member of his at all of any kind. Also, I want to point out that I am not trying to steal anybody's content. I'm not trying to steal anybody's business because, believe it or not, what I'm about to explain, what I'm doing here is this is his business. He codes these things, right? And then it tells you about these what you call and codes in ThinkOrSwim, um, the studies and strategies and all that stuff, and then he takes you. He talks about his website at the end of the video, or sometimes at the beginning of the video. He talks about his website where you can go get some free codes to paste them, to copy and paste them into your Thinkorswim platform, or to buy his what you call subscription fee, which is like a $50 per month, and there's another one yearly, like almost $500. Again, I'm not associated with him or any kind. I'm not uh, like I'm literally gonna give you this for free, even though he sends you to his website at the end, right? I'm not trying to steal anything from him. I understood what he was talking about, and I thought I'll make a free version of my own, right? For you guys to look at and see what you think of this free version. That is all. I'm not trying to steal anybody's content or anybody's business. It just I understood what he was talking about. Yes, his codes are behind the payroll. Yes, my codes are not behind the payroll. Actually, my codes are kind of behind the payroll. All I need you to do is type in free 99 so I can get paid in the comments below. That is the only way that I'm going to get paid. When you type in free 99, I'll get that free 99. Trust me, and I'll appreciate it. Also, the like button, subscribe, that also kind of, you know, gives me that feeling of getting paid in some ways or another. Anyways, I'm a brokey. All right, I'm not somebody who's wealthy. I'm not somebody who's smart enough. I'm not smarter than I'm not saying that I'm smarter than him. I can tell you he's way smarter than me. Why? Because business wise, he's making money. Business wise, I'm not, because I'm sharing stuff for free. Right? So there's a huge difference between him and I. He's very smart. I'm very dumb. Right? I like to share stuff for free. So now that said, let's not look at him anymore or talk about him or his video. But I already explained what he's talking about. He also explained how to scan for these type of what you call companies, which I'm gonna show you how to scan for those companies as well. So yeah, first let's talk about um, how his strategy or study works, which is like a live analysis. And I'm gonna switch to here. As you can see, I already made it. My labels are not as big as his. I couldn't figure out how to make labels bigger. They're small, so it's a free version, so don't complain about it. All right. And also, don't sue me, bro. All right, that I am giving this for free because I understood what you were talking about, and I'm making it to share it with everybody else. Um, because that's how I am. I cannot help myself. So yeah. Uh, in this, as you can see under Tesla 4-hour chart, indicator says buy opportunity. Why buy opportunity? Because it's right here. This is live analysis. It's literally scanning for live something that is happening. What is happening for it to show me that it's buy? First, I have to go into the where the file is under the study file. If I go onto the settings, click on settings, says here RSI length. You can ignore it, leave it at 14. Condition type. Anyways, I'm gonna give this code for free. You're gonna see it here while I'm talking about the code. Also, I'm gonna copy and paste the code in the comments below my video. I cannot post this in the descriptions. YouTube will not allow codes to be posted in the descriptions. I don't know why, but it's going to be under my comments, this code, so you can copy and paste it into your what you call ThinkOrSwim. So as you can see here under conditions type, I have buy the dip, right? He calls it reversal. I call it buy the dip. Whatever. If you're watching his video and you compare it with mine, uh, the reference to his reversal is here, called buy the dip, and then reference to his continuational trend. For me, I'll just type in trending. It's just trending, right? You can name it whatever you want. Actually, when I show you the code, you can change it whatever you want. So that is what that is. So it's right now under the buy the dip, and I'll explain why is it under buy the dip. So because it's under buy the dip, I get this buy, right? And what this represents is if price of the stock is above 200 EMA, and I should also where's the where's my not oh never mind. So it's above 200 EMA, and it is below 50 SMA, which I haven't activated it. RSI, not SMA, RSI. Where is RSI? Right here. Yeah, I apologize. I forgot to activate that. So price is above 200 EMA, which is this line, the light blue line. So price is above 200 EMA. It's true. And also the RSI is below 50. As you can see, it's at 44. Here is where the 50 is, and it is below the 50. That means it is true. It pretty much it's saying, okay, it's maybe time to buy the dip, start buying, because it does say buy, you know. Now, what does a hold represent? Hold represents something that has run up, which you can see here. It ran up, sold off, consolidated a little bit, sold off again, ran up again, sold off, and now it's consolidating. Like before this buy turned on, actually I watched it, I seen it, this hold turned yellow. What hold represents is if that's the case after this run, if that's the case, if it's consolidating, that means it is okay to hold it. And hold it means the price has to be again above 200 EMA, right, and below 70 RSI. Is it true? Yes, it is. It is true. It's above 200 EMA, and it's above and it's below 70 RSI. Does that make sense to you? That is in a holding position? I don't know. To me, it does. He did not explain what the holding he has under his conditions, right? This is what I have looked up. I literally asked Chat GPT, what do you think holding position of a stock would be? And literally Chat GPT says when something is above 200 SMA and the RSI is below 70 and above 50. So it has to be above 50. RSI has to be above 50 and below 70, pretty much in between the 50 and 70. And also price has to be above 200 EMA. That is what that is. That hold that represents that. Sell represents when something is done, you know, under holding, under buying, under it pretty much short sellers or profit takers are literally selling it off. And in that case, it would be when the price of the target is below 200 SMA, EMA, I mean, or above 75 RSI. When something is overbought, it means it usually means that it's going to sell back down, right? Profit takers are going to take profit, short sellers are going to short it, right? And so that is what sell represents. All right, now that said, I'm going to first show you how to scan for it. Okay, so in the scanner, if you're like, let's say in the chart and you click on scan here, and you can start like literally you're gonna have something here. If not, all you have to do is click on this, add filter, click on stock. This will populate. Find this thing called last, minimum $1. You don't want more than less than $1. You can change it to higher than that. Let's say 700 here, and something like that, between dollar and 700. You can go less, you can go higher, it doesn't matter. This is the price of the stock. The second one, pretty much same thing again. Add filter, stock, and then scroll down, find the volume. You're gonna be scrolling down quite a while to find the volume. Once you find volume, minimum 1 million volume. So you want 1 million volume to be traded that day, at least 1 million volume. And for the maximum, it doesn't matter. It can go infinite. You don't care. You just want something that is actually running, that has potential to run. You don't want nothing that doesn't have potential to run. That's like a security, like for you to, like, you can assure yourself that there's a good chance that it's going to run. And then the next one is study. Same thing. Add filter, go down, scroll down, click on study. When you click on study, custom, go on to the custom. Oh, actually don't. You don't have to do that. Just click on this right here, pen icon. Click on this pen icon. You're going to have this window pop up. Under the condition wizard, you can edit stuff. So you go on to the edit or add conditions. In my case, I did add conditions. So I'm going to just show you how this is done. Study, pen, and I'm going to go either edit or add conditions. If you're going to do add conditions, you want to delete it, this ADX crossover, or edit it. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to work. If you edit it, you just have to replace this with the study. What study do I want to do here is, well, the first one is close. Okay, so it's not a study, it's a price. So edit, we're going to have a price. Close is greater than, what's greater than? Simple moving average 200. So 200 EMA, which is study, simple moving average, simple move. Oh, why am I don't know. I think I don't know how to spell. Simple moving average, it's 200. It's above, so it's greater than simple moving average, above 200. Save. That is how that is done. And then the next one is also, as you can see, it says close, simple moving average equals 200. It is. Wait, it doesn't show the same. Close is greater than simple moving average, simple moving average length. Okay, so you can do it that way. He coded it, so he showed me the code, but you can do it this way as well. It's pretty much the same thing. I'm going to show you this way, and I'm going to show you the code. And the next one is and RSI. So the next one is you have to click on add conditions for this one. So add conditions, RSI, so which is under study, RSI, find RSI, populated is less than value 50. Enter, save, and that is what it is. And then if you look at it, close is greater than simple moving average, SMA, from 200 bars. I'll go and RSI is less than 50. Pretty much this explains this code. So you can do it like that. Okay. And that is what is it. This code pretty much does the same thing as this code. It's just that this code is in the coded version, which I'm going to show you just in case you want to follow that one. Custom, ThinkOrSwim, and it says close the greater than symbol, simple moving average, in parentheses, length equals 200, and RSI in parentheses, open close, less than symbol 50. It's same thing. Does the same thing. Does the literally the same thing. Explaining. So just so you know that that is that. I'm gonna delete it because I already have the under the code here. And for the next one, pretty much the same thing. For the next study is add study. Click on the pencil there, edit study, and here we said we have close is greater than highest high 5 bars ago offset 1. So we're gonna go find the close, which is on the price. Close is greater than highest high, so it's greater than, okay, what, price high, okay, offset 5, no, within, yeah, within 5 bars, and offset 1, that is what that is, pretty much close enough. It would pretty much do the same thing, I believe. And if you look at the ThinkOrSwim editor, close is greater than high from 1 bar ago within 5 bars. Pretty much that this thing says the same thing that it says here, but just in case you want this code, just like what it is in mine, then I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you. Just copy close, symbol greater than highest, in parentheses high, comma 5, close parentheses, and in the brackets 1, which is the 1 offset. And that's it for that. I'm gonna delete this, and this is what you get, like this type of scanner, and then you can hit the scan and see what we come up with. Is it gonna show anything? Is anything going on? So it didn't show anything. Let's change a bit. I'm curious if we can find anything for our chart, maybe. So nothing's gonna, maybe because it's a pre-market and it's like, so it's not showing anything. But trust me, it does work. It's just something, it could be a glitch or something. Sometimes, you know, ThinkOrSwim doesn't want to work with these scanners, so it's not showing anything. It could be because it's like 3 in the morning, almost 4 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Central Time here. But it does work. If it doesn't, you know, just mess around. This is how he showed in the video, and I just copied it. It did work earlier, but I don't know, for some reason it's not working now. As you can see, it's just loading, but it does work. It's just, I don't know, for some reason it doesn't work here. Also, this one's not showing anything, maybe because there's no volume, that's why. See, it has to have volume. There's nothing on the volume, so it makes sense that it is not going to work because it's overnight. No one is trading overnight. But that is how that scanner is set up, so you can like search for these potential runners, right? Here is where you can save it, save scan. Make sure to rename it if you're uh, using this under some other type of a scanner. Make sure that look at the name of it and change it to a different name. Trust me, the previous one is gonna stay as you saved it before. If you have saved it, and this new one you can save it, is gonna be saved new scanner, and the other one you can always go back like this, load scanner on the personal and find it and load it. So you're gonna have like, instead of, you know, replacing it, the old type of scanner, you can have two of them, and you know, use whatever, which one you like to use. All right, so that is done. I showed you how to do that. And now back to coding, back to showing the code. Here's the code. The code is under, like, if you don't know how to make a code, this ThinkOrSwim strategy code or whatever analysis, live analysis, either under study or strategy. If you click on either one of them, click on create, type in whatever you want to call this, right? Type it in, and this is where you're going to paste your code over everything here. Paste your code, the code that you're going to copy from the under the video description, or not description, but my comment, or you're gonna type it in here as I am showing you and explaining each line of code what it does. All right. So once you make it, you know, if you bring it into the, you can like search it for it, remember the name of it, search it for it, click on it, click on add selected, and it's going to pop up in here somewhere. Click on this icon here next to the name of it once, or double click on it, and code pops up. And this is the code: buy, hold, sell labels, right? First line of code is input RSI length equals 14. And then second line of code is input condition type equals default by the dip, comma, in parentheses, not in parentheses, speech marks, trending. That is that what I was talking about. He calls his reversal, I call it by the dip. He calls this continuation, I call the trending, pretty much just this trending. And what is that? That is right here. If you go on to that same file, if you go onto the settings, you'll see RSI length. You can change it. I would advise not to, but you can change it between 20 and 10. After that, less than 10 or more than 20, it breaks down the RSI. You're just messing around, and you're never gonna figure out anything. But I would leave it at 14 because that's the default. Everybody uses it. Condition type by the dip. This is where you can change it. Do you want to look at the ticker symbol, whether it's time to buy the dip after it ran up, or do you want to scan or to look at it and tell you, hey, this is trending, this is trending. You know, you can like jump in. This is usually good for day traders. Trending is, even the buy the dip is good for, but buy the dip is mostly for swing traders or investors, right? When trending is more like for day traders, right? To jump in and scalp some money out of the market, pretty much. So yeah, you can change it. So since I like the to buy the dip, it's gonna be under the buy the dip. But I'm gonna explain everything how each works, right? So right now it's under the buy dip. I believe I made it to be a default under the buy the dip, which it is. All right. So if I go back to code, and it is default is buy the dip. So there you go. The next line of code is define EMA 200 equals EXP average close, comma 200. That's pretty much that exponential, or what you call simple moving average. Pretty much that's another way that you can call it. You can even call it a simple moving average here as well, but went to with the EXP average 200, close 200. So that is the definition of it. So pretty much defining the EMA, def RSI, defining a RSI equals RSI in parentheses length equals RSI length, which is the 14. All right, and then we are getting into the conditions. So conditions, we're gonna look at the condition lines. Each definition is by the dip, is by dip equal condition type. Is it equal to, like when it's two equals means is it equal, like it's like a question, is it equal to condition type dot buy the dip. If it is, then okay, then it's true, right? Something is true. Then this one, the next one is definition is trending up, and if the is condition equal to condition type dot trending, is it true? If it is, okay, mark like the the code is gonna be like, okay, if it is true, good. It is true. Now I'm gonna remember that, right? I'm gonna store the information somewhere. All right. By conditions. Now this is just conditions. Now this is by conditions. So we're gonna have to define how what is it that we want uh, for chart or labels to tell us when it's time to buy. Well, I already explained it. When close is greater than EMA 200 and RSI is less than 50 value and is by the dip. Now, why is there is by the dip? Well, to define, to check whether we manually changed it to by the dip or condition trending, right? Because I like by the dipping, right? I have it under default by the dip, but maybe you like to check something if it's trending, you can change it to trending, right? He under his video also shows that he changes from what you call continuation and what you call he calls a reversal, which makes no sense, but okay, for me it's by the dip. All right. So after that, then we are defining the hold conditions. What is a hold condition? A hold condition would be something after it ran. What is this condition? What happened here? Hold on a minute. What did I do? Okay. What? All right. I did something. I was clicking on and messed up. Anyways, so hold condition. What in his video, it did not explain what he thinks that the hold position would be as a condition, not even a sell. So I pretty much had to figure that out. I'm smart enough to figure that out. But I went and just double checked with the Chat GPT and asked Chat GPT, hey, what do you think it would be a holding position when something runs as a like a trend to the upside? So ChatGPT said that this is the would be proper or not, well, like it would be usually a condition where something would some analyst will say, okay, it is holding, you should hold it here. And this is what ChatGPT said is when the price, which is close, is greater than EMA 200 and RSI is greater or equal to 50 and RSI is less than 50, meaning uh, the price is greater than 200 EMA and it's between 50 and 70 RSI value. That is what ChatGPT said, and I agree with it. So I put it in. The next one is sell conditions. And the conditions, definition of selling conditions, sell conditions equals close is less than 200 EMA. So when the price goes below 200 EMA, then we know that it's no longer bullish. Now it's bearish. It's entering into the bearish realm or whatever you want to call it, a trend. So if it's under 200 EMA, then it's time to sell or short, or RSI is greater than 78. I explained that earlier. RSI, when something is over 70, it's considered as overbought. You can change this to 70, but I like it at 78. I want it to be up there. I seen the other day, a few days ago, AMD was above 90. I seen it above 90. That's 12 points above this. And I was thinking, man, I should change it to like 85 or something. It's crazy. Anyways, so that is what that means. It is time to sell, like not sell out of your, like also like sell out of your positions if you want to, cut some positions, or maybe cut the losses. But this is pretty much represents a more like short selling. It's time to short selling, right? Sell it for some profit if you're in profit, and maybe reverse it to sell short. All right, the next is label colors. In here, I had to define label colors so I could be able to add those label colors and change the labels from gray to green, from gray to yellow, from gray to red, and back to gray. So I had to define colors, define global colors in parentheses in speech marks, gray, small letter G, um, comma. Well, you can change it. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it has to. It has to be gray, right? Yeah, it has to be gray. Well, you can change it whatever. You can change it white. You can have this white, but make sure that uh, everywhere else where it says gray also is white as well, right? So this is like um, a default color, right? We will call this a default color gray, right? Definition, another definition, global green, color green, definition global yellow, color yellow, definition global color red. Pretty much storing all these colors into these what you call strings, and we're gonna call them later on, which is when we place a label. So labels, add a label in parentheses, yes, comma, speech in between speech marks, by, comma, if condition, if by condition, I mean, if by condition, which is this condition, close or price is above 200 EMA and RSI is below 50 and is by the dip uh, chosen, okay, that condition, then global color, change it to green, meaning change the gray to green, which is again meaning from this. Buy used to be gray, now it's green, right? That's what that code does. Else, if by condition 2, so yeah, by condition 2. What is by condition 2? Is that different one, is the trending one. So else if by condition 2 is true, then global color also green. Why also green? Well, why? I mean, you can change it. You can make it to for like when only to have green when it's when you know that it's a by the dip, and when you change it to trending, and you can have it like a maybe yellowish, maybe oranges, to like tell to show like um to represent trending something without you going um into the settings to see what did you choose. Did you choose by the dip or did you choose trending, right? Like it's under by the dip default, right? So you can change that color, but I left it as green because I'm not gonna, most likely I'm not gonna use trending, right? I will, but if I am, I'm gonna know that it's trending, because I've been around long enough to realize if something's trending. Right? But I'm most likely interested in a dip, right? So that what that code does, pretty much just if the second buy condition is true, then also change the buy label to green. Else, if none of those is true, change global color back to gray. That's what that code does. The next one is label. in parentheses, yes, comma, in speech marks, hold, comma, if hold conditions, meaning if hold conditions close above 200 EMA and RSI is greater or equal to 50 and RSI is less than 70 is true, then global color, change it to yellow. Else, if that's not true, else global color, change it back to green. I mean gray. The next one and the last code is add label, in parentheses, yes, in speech marks, cell, comma, yes. I mean, if cell conditions is true, which is this cell condition, close or price is below 200 EMA, or RSI is above 78. Then global color, change it to red. Else global color, gray. If it's not true, change it back to gray. That's it. That is. It took me about 2 hours to come up with this. I had some issues I couldn't figure out, which is one of the issues that I couldn't figure out is the the uh, the size of the label. I couldn't figure out how to change the label size. Um, I'm gonna have to look it up. I did look it up, and even ChatGPT said that it's, but it says about the fonts that you cannot change the fonts. It didn't say anything about the labels, but I asked for the labels to change the size of the labels, and said something about the fonts cannot change size of the fonts. I'm like, what? But in his video, as you can see, the labels are big, so I haven't figured that out, how to change those labels. But anyways, this is free version, my version of it, what he has come up with, what he has explained. I am giving it to you for free, as a just me being me. Okay, so I hope you like this segment of this video, and I hope you enjoy this study code, whatever you want to call it. Look out for this code under my comment in the under the video, and please like, subscribe, and also type in that free 99 for me so I can get paid free 99. Unless you stingy, you don't want to pay me free 99. I mean, you can go and pay him $50 or $500 for annual or whatever membership. I mean, if you can't pay him 50 bucks, why don't you pay me free 99? Right? Type in free 99. Trust me, I'm gonna get paid free 99. All right. So yeah, thanks for watching. Always stop by. You never know what I have in store for you to watch. Until next time, peace, everyone.